Hello and welcome to this new video for me. Today I want to talk about my 2024-2025 season. I want to talk about all the teams I've used, I want to talk about the regionals I've been to, and also how I felt before and after each tournament. Also, you can find a paste with all my teams I've used in the description below, so you can try out the Regulation H teams, because 1 year ago we played with Regulation H and now it's back, so you can use these teams as well. So feel free to take a look at them and also let me know what you think about today's video. So let's get started immediately. The first tournament I've been to was the Dortmund Regionals, and as you can see here, I had a stream appearance in round 5 against Matteo Spadaro, and I've used the Dragapult Rillaboom Sneezer balance with King Gambit, Magma and Primarina. It's pretty funny because I did not intend to use that team at all. It happened that I was in Los Angeles 3 weeks before the regional, and I've played a very similar version to this. I had Volcarona over Magma and Electabuzz over King Gambit, but I've been a Sneasler, Primarina, Rillaboom, Dragapult fan since day one. So I've played with Los Angeles local, finished top 4. I played some locals in Germany as well, and I really fell in love with the team. But I realized that it is not super fitting. So I tried out Magma instead of Electabuzz and King Gambit instead of Volcarona 1 day before the regional in a Limitless tournament. And I won that Limitless tournament, and the team was so much more fun that I decided to bring it to the regional. And I had almost no games with the team. I played with 1 Limitless tournament, as I said, but with Rillaboom, Primarina, Sneasler and Dragapult, I've had a lot of experience. So I knew what I was going to do in most matchups. And so I went to the regional and I started playing. And I won round 1, I won round 2. Round 3 I played against a fellow friend, Selatin Sturm, also a player in the Germany Victory Road World Cup. And then I played against Kevin Salvetto, another opponent I also already played once. And then I played against Matteo Spadaro, which was the set on stream. So if you want to rewatch the set, it was round 5. And up to this point, I won every set and every game. I was 10-0 in games, and then against Anthony Christopher Manolache, sorry about that, I lost my very first game, but I was still able to win 2-1. And then I played against Matty Morgan, one of the best players in Europe, and I was able to win 2-0 due to a Diaclaw sleep. I remember that I had to click like Diaclaw into Garchomp, and the Garchomp switched to Amoonguss, and this is what I hard read, and I got sleep on the Amoonguss, and that's how I won game 1. It was a mess, but I was still able to win 2-0. And then against Feis, another fellow German player and another friend, I was able to win 2-0 again, which meant I went 8-0 in day 1 and 16-1 in games. I only dropped 1 game against Anthony Christopher Manolache, so I felt really happy about it because it was the first time for me that I went undefeated in a day, unless you count Japan Worlds day 1. I've been undefeated there as well in sets, but it was also only 5 rounds. So I felt really proud, and I wanted to keep it up. So then against Carlos Canio Bermudez, again I win 2-0. And then against Juan Garcia, I was about to win 2-0, but then I missed like 4 overheat and 3 will-o-wisp with my Magma. It was crazy, and he crit me, so we went to game 3, but I was able to win it again. So I felt really good. And then against Fevzi, I lost. He played better than me. He played the same team Feis did, and also something unpleasant happened after round 10, which I will not elaborate further, but I felt really in the dumps. So I lost against Fevzi 2-0, and then in the end I've lost against Jack 2-0. So I finished top 16, even though I knew that I could have won it all. But what made me more happy was that my friends Rahim Fazan and Ibrahim Maruf got their very first top cut. I was next to them. They played the same team I did, and I felt so incredibly happy. You cannot imagine. This was one of my peaks during my entire season, which is kind of crazy because we will get to some regional wins later, but this made me happy because all three of us made it into top cut with the very same team. That was just another feeling. It was out of the world, and I felt very happy about that. And honestly speaking, I can not put it in words how sad I also was that Rahim lost in top 16 and Ibrahim in top 8. But having a 3 times appearance in top cut is definitely still something we can really be proud of. But after that, I made a video on how VGC broke me. You can watch it as well, because after that I felt really terrible because I've booked multiple tournaments. I've booked Lille, I've booked Gdansk, I've booked LAIC, so I've booked pretty much every tournament that I could go to. And I set myself a goal that I have to bring a different team every time. And I am a perfectionist, so I always want to run the perfect team. I don't want to lose out on unwinnable matchups and stuff like that, so I want to bring the perfect team. But at that time, I couldn't really find the perfect team, so I decided to run it back with some very big changes though. We had the Lille Regionals, and in the Lille Regionals I was featured on stream in round 3. I was up against Eduardo Cunha, and that was a really sick matchup because in one of my very short videos I said that I really want to play against Eduardo, and I was able to get the chance on stream at Lille, which was really crazy. And as you can see, we made some slight changes. I wanted to run a completely different team, but I realized that I spent way too much time on the team builder. So I just said, okay, we just run it back with some changes that will adapt well into the meta. The changes were the Terra Ghost, Terra Blast on Dragapult instead of the Terra Dragon Outrage. We ran Terra Stellar on the Sneezer instead of Terra Ghost, but we put Terra Ghost on King Gambit instead of Terra Dark. So these were the 3 big changes we made. And we said, okay, Lille, one last ride with the team. So let's do it. The team is still strong. We know what to do. So we can definitely work our way out. And as for my tournament one, in round 1, I faced Aurelian Solar. And you gotta imagine that I played against Aurelian 4 times. And I only was able to win once. The other 3 times I've lost. So I had a record of 1-3 against Aurelian. And at that time, he was probably top 3 European players. Because his last tournaments were NAIC finals and multiple finals in the 2024-2025 season. 2023-2024 season, my bad. But I had to face him in round 1. But I was able to win pretty convincingly, and that gave me a huge confidence boost. And then in round 3 I play against Edu, and I was like, what the actual flip is going on? I was able to not beat Edu. I wasn't really able to do that, but we had a really good stream set. He played better, so I was 2-1 at that time. And then I beat some more players along my way. Lost the last round on day 1. It was a little unfortunate because my opponent just spammed Diaclaw, and in one game he got a para on my Dragapult so that I died to Expanding Force, and in the other game I got a sleep. That's what Regulation Age is for you, I guess. But he was super nice, one of the nicest players I've played against, so I was happy for him because he was really, really nice. And I finished day 1 with a record of 6-2, which wasn't great because I knew that I had to win all 3 rounds in day 2. And I was matched against one of my best friends, Alexander Ubergs, the same Alexander I played against in my last video, and he beat me. It was a full mirror, and it was kinda annoying that everything was speed tying and we had the same game plans as well. He played better, and I was out of the tournament, but I was still able to win the last 2, which resulted in a finish of 22nd, the second highest 8-3 finish, which is kind of crazy because, as you can see, I was 6-3. It was not like I was 8-2 and I lost a win and in. I was 6-3, so I was out early, but I was still ranked the second highest player from the 8-3 players. So that was another good tournament, top 32 finish. A little sad that I couldn't go all the way, but once again, Ibrahim made top 32. Alexander was able to top cut his first regional, and also Rahim again was able to day 2. He had a win and in, lost it unfortunately, still finished in top 64, and again, we had a great time. Lille was good, but this is when we said, okay, this is it, no more with the team. It's time to let go. So our next tournament was Gdansk 2 weeks after. And what did we do? We ran it back. Because the thing is just that I really didn't want to commit time into team building, because I realized that I had really bad habits in the past regarding team building. So that's why I ran it back for the 3rd time. And this time we only made one change, as you can see. It's the Primarina Terra, because we changed the Primarina Terra from Terra Poison to Terra Water, because we expected to face Terra Steel Heavy Slam Dondoso to counter Haste Primarina, but Terra Water Primarina counters that, and Terra Water Primarina is also better into Goldango, which also helped me out in round 1 a lot. But I had another stream appearance, as you can see. I had multiple stream appearances in that tournament. We will get to that in a little bit, but this was the team I used in Gdansk. And what happened was that I played against Patrick Frisk, Davide Longobardi, Kevin Savetto again, Philip Wozniak, Roman Manukian, Frederick Nielsen, Joaquin Lozano Gomez, and Ferdinand Kramer. Ferdinand was on the Terra Steel Heavy Slam Dondoso, so the Terra Water Primarina was the perfect choice to beat him. And as you can see, this was the second time I was able to go 8-0 in day 1. So I felt really good about that result once again, because I was also locked for top cut, because we also only had 10 rounds to play, 2 rounds of Swiss in day 2, and I already knew, okay, I am in top cut, so there's nothing to really worry about. But at the same time, I was not sure if I can get a bye, so I really want to win 2 more rounds. And that's what I tried to do. My first opponent being Marco Emanta Kaludua Silva, the best European player, period. And I was able to beat him. It was very close. He played well, but I think I had a very good matchup, because Magma is very good into Charizard Jumpluff stuff. And I had Rillaboom for Grassy Train against Ursaluna, and also Fake Out. I had a very good matchup. It went to game 3, but I was able to win 2-1. And then against Bartosz Eckert, I played a full mirror. He played my team, and I was able to beat him. And this was the first time for me. I went undefeated in Swiss completely. Like, Top Cut started, and I went undefeated in Swiss, because in Dortmund I lost the last Swiss round, right? So I had another accomplishment I achieved, and I felt really happy about that. I was just very sad that none of my friends were able to make it to day 2. So I was alone. I was obviously not alone. They supported me for day 2 the entire time, but I was the only one still competing. And then I had to play against Max Waterman, one of the worst matchups, because with the team we've used, we knew that rain is very bad, but I really recommend the stream set, because this was the first set I played on stream. I beat him, and it was a crazy set, that's all I can say. But the set against Federico Camporesi was even crazier. He did the same thing 3 times in a row, and I was about to do it, but I didn't. I really recommend watching it, because it was a very fun set. I lost in top 8. A shame, because I wanted to give this team the win it deserves. But Fede Campo also was able to win it all. So he also got the revenge on Worlds in Japan, right? Where I beat him in semifinals. So still another great tournament with the very same team. The problem was 2 weeks after that, LAIC. And as you might expect, I ran the same team, because, as I said, this was the time when I also stopped laddering completely. I didn't ladder at all anymore, and I also did not want to spend time in the team builder. So that's when I realized, okay, LAIC, big tournament, go with what you know, go with what you can do. The team is super outdated at that point. It has a ton of bad matchups, especially the new Rain team, the Elizabeth Rain. Terrible. Probably just not winnable at all, unless you get super lucky with Sneasler Dire Claws. I went to the tournament, knew it's not going to be easy, and I met what I expected. So first of all, I played against some Brazilian players. I beat them. Then I played against Calvin Foster, a player who made top 8 at Worlds in Sword and Shield in 2022. Was a very convincing win there as well. Against Jim Sullivan, he had a crazy team with Zoa Hisui and Sinistra and Arcanine Hisui. It was a crazy team, but I was able to beat him in a very tight set. And then against Victor Vieira, I was not able to really beat him, because he played the Elizabeth Rain team. So in game 2, I remember that I had to click. I had a Primarina Sneasler board, and he had a Chaludon in a Rain, and he still had Terra available. So what I did was click Dire Claw Moonblast into the Chaludon, and in that turn, he goes Terra Fighting, I get the Paralysis, and then I knock him out with Moonblast. This was my game plan against the Elizabeth Rain team. And I was able to win because I completely robbed him. But I was 5-0, so I felt really good. And then against Juan Salerno, I was also able to win, and I was 6-0. And I was locked for day 2 already, but I wanted to win more. And then against Matthew So, I played so terrible. He played better than I did. He deserves the win, but I played really bad. And I'm still mad about the set because it was super winnable. And then round 8, I play against Victor Medina, who has Elizabeth, the Elizabeth Rain team. And the set lasted like 5 minutes. I slipped. I signed the match slip, and it was, he beat me 2-0 in 5 or like, let's be at 10 minutes. It was not fun. I had no fun during the set because I knew it's going to be rough. And then I went back. I had a good dinner, but I also knew that I have to win 2 rounds in day 2 to make it to Top Cut. And my first opponent was Pedro Caraval, who I was able to beat. And then against Stefan Mott, I was also able to win. But against Stefan, I also had to get a little lucky with Sneasler. He had a very disgusting Garganical Dondozo team, if I remember correctly. And I was able to beat him in, I think, 3 games. It could have also been 2, but I got a little lucky with, I think I got a double tagged with my Gingambit and also a good Dire Claw roll in one of the games. And that just showed me that I only have bad matchups. And then I saw who is in Top Cut, and I realized, wait, the top cap matchups are actually pretty good. If I face Alex Gomez or Eric Rios or Marco Silva, I can beat all of them. I can play against Justin Tang, which I have an 80-20 matchup into. I just prayed that I don't play against Shohei Kimura. And this is where the stream set happened, because I played against Shohei Kimura. And the set was rough because he had Amungus and Rain, and Rain is not easy for the team. And I made it somewhat close, but I lost 2-0 in the end against my kind of nemesis, the same player I lost to in Worlds Finals 2023. Now I lost to him in LAIC Top 32, but I was not super upset about it because I knew that my team is outdated. And this is when I decided, okay, I drop it. My friends Ibrahim and Rahim were working on this wheezing team, and I scratched in like 3 days before the tournament. We made some last minute prep. I was not super convinced on the idea, but I also forced myself to not run the same team again. So I tried to make it work together with them. And we ended up on Safety Goggles Terra Ground Garchomp, which is purely for the Marco Fierro son. And I played against the Marco Fierro son, I think 2 or 3 times. So this Garchomp went crazy there. We played a very standard Dragonite, a very standard Goldengo, very standard Ursaluna, I would say. But the Weezing was the MVP on that team. And I thought, okay, this team is fun. So let's get into the tournament with the team where I think I can have fun with. The Stuttgart Regionals. And in the Stuttgart Regionals, I started off pretty strong, 2-0 in the beginning. And then against Audric David, I played on stream. The same Audric David, by the way, who had a finals appearance in the last Victory Road tournament, funnily enough. And we played on stream, and I lost 1 and 2, and I got quite unlucky, I would say. He played very well. He got some very nice reads as well, but I got quite unlucky, honestly. And I lost the set, but it happens. I thought the team is still fun. I played as well as I could, so let's just keep going. And then against Roy Gomez Garcia, he played triple fake out. He played like Incineroar, Willaboom, Sneasler with Ursaluna Blood Moon, with Call Mind and Goldengo. The same Roy Gomez, by the way, who also finished top 4 or top 8 in the last Victory Road tournament with the team I just mentioned. And I felt like this matchup is not playable. So I lost 2-0. He whipped the floor with me, and suddenly I was with my back against the wall. I was 2-2, and if you noticed, every single tournament so far, I started off 6-0, or in Lille I started off 6-1, and now I was 2-2. So I was in the position where one more loss could mean the end for me. I was able to beat Vasilis Sotiropoulos though. He had, like Andreas Stefanczyk and Vasilis both had the Marco Fierro son, so those were just 3 matchups with Weezing and the Goggles Garchomp and Incin and Terra Water Goldengo and Dragonite. I could technically bring everything, so it was not that bad. And then against Alberto Caniello Gomez, I lost. And he had Rain, and I thought Rain was a good matchup, but I played it and I lost 2-0, and I didn't really knew what to do, and I was out of the tournament. And this was the first time I did not make day 2 since February. I had a day 2 streak of 10, and this is when it ended, but this was actually good for me. I was not super upset, because if this streak kept going, I would have always told myself, okay, now next tournament I have to day 2 again, next tournament I have to day 2 again, next tournament I have to day 2 again. And since that streak broke, I felt kind of relieved. I was, on the other hand, also sad that I couldn't make it further, but I wasn't super devastated. I was kind of relieved that it happened. I was still able to close out 2 more wins against 2 French players, leading to a top 256 finish. Because I lost early on, I did not have a great resistance. The one tournament I did not day 2 in this season, and it was good for the development because, as I said, I tried something new. I still had fun, but that the streak is gone is actually good because now I don't have to pressure myself into it anymore, that I have to keep the streak alive. And that's what I did for EUIC. In EUIC, I ran this team. I know you cannot fully see it, but you can see the names. It's pretty much the same team I've played in a Victory Road tournament I debuted with. It is very similar to my Worlds team with Fluttermane, Zamazenta, Urshifu, Chiempao core. This team features Amoonguss over Rillaboom and Chiyu over Entei. So the typings are still there and it's very similar. And I just wanted to give Zamazenta another shot because I did not have a lot of time to prepare because of exams, and also I helped my friends prepare for Birmingham. I skipped Birmingham, but my friends played this team at Birmingham. They did day 2, Kusha and Ibrahim mainly, but they had a ton of fun, and they also said that the team is still busted. And that's why I wanted to try it out for EUIC. I just said the team has one terrible matchup, and that terrible matchup is Dondozo. As long as I don't face Dondozo, we are good. So let's take a look at our run. So in round 1, I play against a Groudon team, but I was able to win 2-0. And then I play against Terran Birdie, and funnily enough, I was the only loss up until Top Cut for Terran, because I beat him, and he played Arubega Miraidon with some changes, with Mystic Water, Urshifu for example, and I think he also had Focus Energy on the Ogerpon. I might be mistaken though, but I beat him in a very convincing set, and then I beat Johannes Dose. And Zachary Carlson was my first loss because he played Dondozo. He won 2-0. I tried, we had a plan into Dondozo, but it was not good, and that's how I lost. Against Ryan Losetto, Sableye VGC, I was able to win once again, and then against Juan Garcia, it was the second time that I played against him. I played against him in Dortmund, now in EUIC, I was able to win on a very good matchup, and then against Masahiro Taoka, who also used Arubega with the changes, I was able to win again. So I was locked for day 2, 6-1, but I knew that I have to win 10 out of 12. So going 7-1 is actually super important. So I play against Juan Manuel Odriozola, the same Juan I played against in my very first stream set in Utrecht in 2023, and I lost. I remember it vaguely that I had the second game locked, but I missed Overheat, and I also had the first game locked, but I lost the speed tie, I think. It was very, very sad to lose that way. I knew that I played well, but I got a little unlucky, and he also played well. I cannot deny that, but I was 6-2, and yeah, I was still happy with the result, but also a little disappointed because I could have done better. But the matchup against Koraidon wasn't great, and the Dondozo was pretty much an auto loss, so I can still be happy about the 6-2 in the end. And then it struck me. Lorenzo, you need to understand, in game 3, I had a 100% line. And I didn't go for it. And in the end, I lose the game. And I'm out of the tournament. And I was incredibly upset because it was completely my fault. The matchup was good. I knew how to beat him. And I just wasn't able to pull it off. And it's felt so devastating because it was my own fault. I played so terrible. And I still cannot get over that loss. It is the biggest tournament of all time, and I can still make it to Top Cut, but I play the worst set of all time, leading to a loss. But I still wanted to maybe scrap into top 32 or maybe top 64, so I just had to win out from here. I play against Jordi Casado Rejas, a very cool guy. He played the same team Joan did, and super good matchup. It's also Juan, by the way, not Joan. A lot of people say Joan, and that's why I also said Joan, but it's Juan. But yeah, I was able to win because it was a Terrapagos team with almost no Zamazenta matchup, especially with Goggles Urshifu. It was just not super good for him. And then I play against another Koraidon player, and I lose the set quickly, 2-0, and I know, okay, at this point, I'm 7-4. I cannot get into top 64. At this point, I will just play the last round, and I play against a local, Steffen Göstling, and I beat him in what was also a very bad set for me. In round 11, I also didn't play well, and in round 10, I only won because of a matchup. So that day 2 was one of my worst tournament days ever. But it is also somewhat fine because the team was outdated, and I was also not really deserved to make it to Top Cut if I play that badly. And since I realized that Zamazenta is not good anymore, I decided to change things up drastically. I played Smeargle Kelly Ice Hard Trick Room, and I felt so happy, like seeing all the weird faces, people saying, wait, what happened with Michael? And also, is this an imposter? This is not real, right? And it felt so funny to me. And I wanted to play something where I don't have to play these long games like with Zamazenta. I want to play fast games, and I want to play something that seems fun. So I reached out to Brian Collins and talked with him a little bit about Hard Trick Room. So I locked it in the end, and it was the perfect call. My friend Kusha Kanani, one of my best friends, was able to get his first day 2. He also had to win it in for Top Cut, which he barely lost, but I felt so happy for him. And also, I had a very good tournament myself in Stockholm, because as you can see, I was able to beat Adrian Isidoro, a player who was able to get top 8 in that regional. I beat Flavio Del Pidio, I beat Markus Hamann, I beat Marcus Coe, like some very top tier players. And if I scroll up more and more, as you can see, the next time, or the second time, I finish 8-0. No, it's the third time actually. I finished 8-0 in day 1. Dortmund, then Gdansk, and now Stockholm. And that felt really good because I already knew, once again, I'm locked for Top Cut. So at this point, I just can play some more games to get some more matchups in, because we played no games with that team at all. No test games, nothing. We just talked through it on the Friday, one day before the regional. We just talked about it, like, what can we do here? What can we do there? That's it. That was our whole prep. And I was able to go 8-0, so it felt very nice. And then round 9, Jamie Boyd win. Round 10, Eric Rios loss. I was able to win game 1. I lost game 2 and game 3. In the beginning, I was like, okay, I have the bye locked, so maybe I should lose on purpose. So in game 2, I went for a route that is just really bad. I brought Urshi for single strike. And game 3, I said, okay, no, I will try to win. I will try to win. And then I still lost because he just played so much better. So I finished the Swiss stage with 9-1. I think I still finished as the first seed because my resistance was insane. After day one, I had a resistance of 75%, I think. So I think I finished as the first seed. And then in round 12, I played against Roberto Parente on the side stream. Was a really good stat. I played really well, 1-2-0. I was scared of Venusaur, honestly, because Venusaur with Sleep Powder, super cringe. But I think he only brought it to game 2. And I was still able to outplay it. And then Adrian Isidoro rematch, into Jamie Boyd rematch, into Eric Rios rematch. All my top 8 matches were rematches, and I was able to win all of them. To be fair, I got quite lucky here and there. Against Adrian, I had a Thunderclap crit into Kyogre. Against Jamie, I had a 1-turn wake up. And against Eric, I had 1 HP survival. So I guess I got a little lucky overall. But at the same time, I think I played really well. And I was able to win a tournament with Hard Trick Room. It was also Stockholm after I won Stockholm in the last year. So I felt so happy. Just all the circumstances. Stockholm, also a beautiful country and a beautiful city in a beautiful country. So it felt very nice to make it that far. And then we've had Utrecht Regionals. And Utrecht, what you need to understand is that I've never played Miraidon before. Every time, like I played it in locals, and every time I played it, I hated it. Miraidon was one of my least favorite Pokemon to play. But then I played a local 1 week before Utrecht with Miraidon and Kelly Ice. And I was like, actually, it's not as bad as I thought. So on the Friday, once again, 1 day before the tournament, we started building a team. We had no team. We had like a base of Kelly Ice Miraidon and then Iron Hands and Grimmsnarl, and we had Lando on there already, but our team was built on Friday, 1 day before the tournament. And we ended up with Choice Band Urshifu, Terra Poison Taunt Landorus, and I was able to have another very good run there. I was featured on stream a couple of times, but let's get through the tournament first. I won round 1, I won round 2, I won round 3, round 4. Round 4 was pretty much a full mirror. He only had Ursaluna instead of Landorus. And then round 5 I was able to win. And round 6 I had to win it in on stream. And I was able to win in almost a full mirror. And after that, a lot of stuff has happened. Like I collapsed. I could not play anymore after round 6. But I also didn't want to drop. But I was in a very bad shape that I was not able to continue. But I said, you know what, it's just 2 more rounds, I will continue. So what I did was not, like I only locked in my moves, but once I locked in my moves, I put my head on the table, on my arm, and I didn't even see how the turns played out. It's not an excuse, but my how I felt, like my physical appearance was terrible. I was still able to win round 8, which is still crazy to me. But after that, we went to a hospital and I got checked everywhere. It was fine in the end, but I mean, if you collapse during a regional, obviously you're not fine that day. But for day 2, I was up and well again, so I was able to beat Adam Chervaoui and Samuel Pereira, which again locked me for top cut because I had a record of 9-1. But then I was not able to win against Nick Holmer. I won game 1, but I lost game 2 and game 3. So I finished the Swiss stage with 9-2, but I still got the bye, I think. And in top 16, I had to play once again against Juan Garcia. And I won it once again because I had a very good matchup 3 times in a row against him. And so I advanced to top 8. In top 8, I played against Hengye Zhang, another very good matchup for me. In top 4, I played against Frederik Nielsen. Nikolai. Sorry. I played against Nikolai Hoy Nielsen, who played against Alexander Ubergs before, who used the same team. And you need to understand, Alexander needed to get to top 8 to get his Worlds invite, and he finishes top 4. Rahim Daytus, Ibrahim Daytus, like this tournament was a very successful one for our group. And since Alexander already played against Nikolai, I already knew some lines into the matchup, and I was able to beat Nikolai in very convincing fashion. And then against Luis in the finals, I won as well, and I win a tournament back to back. Felt very happy about it, but I didn't feel as happy about it as I could have been, because I beat a friend in the finals, and it would have been his first regional win, and I also critted him in an important turn in game 3, but obviously I'm happy about a regional win, but winning against a friend in the finals, being against a friend in the finals is great, but that your friend loses the finals obviously hurts a little bit, but I was doing great. And then the next and almost last tournament was NAIC. And NAIC, I think we had the best team in the tournament. Period. The best team in the tournament, my Kelly Ice, Maridon, Lando, Instant Shifu, Among Us team. The best call we ever made. Cause round 1, good matchup, win. Round 2, good matchup, win. Round 3, a little tricky. Round 3, I was featured on stream. I was still able to win. Round 4, good matchup, win. Round 5, good matchup, win. Round 6, good matchup, win. Round 7, very good matchup, I lose because I choke game 2 and game 3 really badly. I'm still not over it, but round 8, good matchup. I lose again because I choke game 2 and game 3. You need to understand that in both these rounds, I had guaranteed wins. I had guaranteed wins. I cannot say what happened there. It was not fatigue. It was I cannot tell you what it was, but I lost the last 2 Swiss rounds, and I got so upset. Yes, I made day 2, but I could have been 8-0. I know if I win against Hans Pizarro, I would have gotten a different opponent, but I had 8 fabulous matchups, really phenomenal matchups, and I only won 6 of them. So I was 6-2, which didn't feel great, but I knew that I can still make it to top cut, because so far the team has felt great. I can just keep going. And then round 9, good matchup. I get a crit in game 1, he gets a crit in game 2. Game 3 will decide it all. I win game 3. Round 10 against Emilio Forbes. I remember in game 3 I led with Landorus and Maridon again into his Zacian and Maridon, and I clicked Electro Drift, Terra Electric into his Zacian, which protected, and I Earth Powered his Zacian, but he clicked Electro Drift into my Lando, predicting a Terra Steel, but I didn't Terra the Lando, so he Electro Drifted into my Ground type Lando, and I just Earth Powered his Maridon, KO'd the Maridon, and then I just won the set. Pretty good. Then against Teotime, also very good matchup. I was just able to win 2-0 on side stream. And then against Agadi, I had another insane matchup. Against Gary Agachi, I had one of the best matchups. I played really badly, and I got crit in all 3 games. Especially the game 3 crit was so devastating, because if he didn't crit me in this one specific turn, I would have won the game in turn 2. I would have been in top cut, and I felt like my top cut matchups also all were good, and that's why I was really sad about the loss. I didn't quite deserve it, because against Agachi, I had some plays I could have definitely done way better. Maybe I will react to that set in the future, but this loss really hurt a lot, because I also didn't get to top 32 to get some like prize money, more booster packs, only top 64. But hey, good NAIC. But this is when things started going downhill. Because I realized that my team isn't good anymore. I realized that I want to play something else. But yeah, I could not figure it out in time. This led to very bad dynamics with my teammates, with my friends. We had huge arguments, and also it was a bad time for all of us. And this is what was probably the biggest, I think it's the biggest down point of like the entire season, the whole development of how we kind of didn't really have a good time with each other anymore. And that leading to Worlds with the thought of me not playing the tournament, because my mind state was really bad. I had no team, and I just did not want to attend the tournament at all. I still went there like doing vacation. I had so much time so much fun on Wednesday, because we saw a whale, we saw a lot of dolphins. Like, that was really cool, and not thinking about Pokemon made me really happy. But we had Worlds on the Friday. So I talked with my friends saying I am not going to play, I won't have fun. And they said, no, you should play. You can still drop out after round 1 if you don't feel like it, but it's better to do it that way, other than you don't play, and then you will regret not having participated. So on the Thursday, one day before the tournament, we end up on this team. I have never in my life played Calyrex Shadow outside of one best of 3 on my YouTube channel, and now I have to play it. And because I thought these Zamazenta, Chiempao, Shadow Rider teams are the best call for the tournament, and that's why I locked it in. Nothing more, nothing less. I made a full team report on that team on my YouTube channel, so check it out if you want. And yeah, I decided to just log in the team without any games played. Okay, I played one best of 3, one singular best of 3. I decided to go into the tournament and see how it goes. And I gotta say, I had a very fortunate one, because my first opponent is Myron Beck. I beat him in a very tight set, 2-0, but he played really, really well. Then I played against Marco Silva again, and the set was incredibly close. It was on stream, so you can rewatch it there, but it was incredibly close. Against Angelo, which was a very bad matchup, I played very well, and was able to win 2-1. Against Nikolai, I played against him again. I win in a very bad matchup once again, but I also got a little lucky, like body press crit on his Zama and the sludge bomb poison on his Farigiraf in game 2, I think. So I got a little lucky, but then it started. Round 5, very good matchup. Round 6, very good matchup. Round 7, very good matchup. Round 8, very good matchup. All of those teams were like the Kelly Ice Miraidon team I brought to NAIC. With some small changes here and there. Like Jen Xiaodu played Volcarona instead of Landorus, and Zico Sagliola played Farigiraf instead of Landorus as well, I think. So overall, incredible matchups. So that's how I ended up 7-1 in day 1. So I knew, okay, for day 2, I have to win one more round to make it to top cut. So let's do it. I knew that I can face 13 players, and the player I wanted to face the least is Victor Medina, because I felt like the Victor Medina matchup is not super easy, and he's one of like the best players in the world. And boom, I play against Victor. I beat him because I made so many hard reads and also got a buddy press crit on his Zama with my Zama in game 2. And then I had to win a 50-50, which I won again. Like, I would say I played better, but I also got rewarded a little on game 2. But I was locked in top cut. But I still want to play for the bye, because you need to know that if you make top 32, and if you are still in top cut but you don't make top 16, you don't get any prize money. And also I obviously have to get my third trophy, right? That was my new goal, and I get Victor Vieira as an opponent, who played Kelly Eismeridon, the same team Sebastian Rodriguez and Dorian Quinones played. So yeah, I felt really bad because it was a down pair. So if I played against another player who was 8-1, it would have been a game with not as much high stakes. Like, obviously for the bye, yes, but I would have played against a player who's also in top cut. But I played against the only player who can get an up pair, and he was not in top cut, and he was a friend, and I also eliminated him from Worlds last year. When we were both X and 2, we played against each other in round 10, and I eliminated him once from World's top cut, and I eliminated him again. This felt tragic, but I obviously took it. I felt really bad for him because he's also a cool guy. I love to talk with him, and yeah, it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Then in top 16, I play against Masayoshi Kuro, a super good matchup again. I was able to execute it well. And then top 8, I lose with almost full mirror to Montana. He had the better tags, like the Icy Wind on the Champo, the Max Speed Champo, the Raging Bolt, and he knew how to play it. I went into the tournament without any preparation at all, and I was able to finish, in the end, 6th. So all 3 worlds now, I finished 2nd, 3rd, and 6th. And I was really happy about it. I was 1 win away from the auto invite, from the trophy card, from the trophy itself. But I went into the tournament thinking I go 2-3 or something. So I can honestly not complain. But yeah, this was my entire season. And yeah, as I said, you can find all the teams in the description below. And also, what does that mean for the future? How many tournaments am I going to play? Because in this season, I've played a total of, I think, 9 tournaments. Let me check. Yeah, I played a total of 9 tournaments. So that is actually quite a lot. I can already tell you that I will not play as much as I did in this season. So I played 9 tournaments and then Worlds. So in overall 10 tournaments actually. I will not play as much this season, but I'm happy to show what I can do. I will play Frankfurt Regionals next weekend. And after that, I will take a break for a longer time. I did the same in my second season. Afterwards, I took a break of 4 months, and that really helped me refocus on things I want to do. And also, it doesn't mean that I'm gone. I will still do content and I will still react to the regional, so you can still learn a lot, because I am a very good analyzer, I would say. I can analyze good and bad plays and also help you get better. So tune in on my Twitch channel to watch that. I will react to all NA and EU regionals. I think the Latin regionals, the problem with that is either they don't get streamed or they are at the same weekend the European regionals are. So yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but yeah. This video is already long enough. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to make sure you understand what went through my head during the regionals and also before and after that. Currently, I do not have fun at all in VGT because of stinky ass regulation H, but let's see. Maybe after Frankfurt I will enjoy it a little more. I don't know what I will use yet, but it will hopefully be something fun. Anyways, if you want to see more, feel free to leave a like, a sub, or whatever. Would really help me out, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.